So Tucker Carlson is going viral for his takes on Israel and the potential war with Iran. Some strongly agree with him while others do not. Where do I stand? What's my take on it? Let's talk about it. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about Tucker Carlson going viral for his takes on Israel, the potential war with Iran, and potential American involvement with said war. Now, there's a lot we got to get to. We got to get to Trump responding. We got to get to Steve Bannon and everybody else, Ted Cruz. We're going to get to that in a minute. But first things first, here is my take on a potential war with Iran. I don't think Americans should be involved beyond what we're already involved with. We already give them munitions kind of on both sides, and we do that all over the world. However, I don't think we should have boots on the ground. If we do that, that'd be a really big problem, and it wouldn't really benefit us over here in America. The issue is Israel thinks that Iran is going to attack them, so they attack them first. Then they say, hey, America, can you back us up? I think they should just handle that war on their own. If you want to strike them preemptively, then be ready for what happens next. However, what could happen next is an all-out war in that region, and Israel will be the target. That's going to be a really big problem for the entire planet. Now, before I go any further, let's check out what Trump said about the situation. And of course, I'll link to this clip, the next clip, and all the other ones in the description box if you want to see and hear them without my commentary. If you're on IG, Facebook, etc., visit a link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Some of the people in the base don't want a long-term war. They're afraid that we're going to get into a long-term war.
We're not looking for a long-term war. Yeah. We're looking. I only want one thing. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. Right. That's it. I'm not looking long-term, short-term. And I've been saying that for 20 years. I've been saying it as a civilian who got a lot of publicity. People would cover it. Very simply, Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. That's it. It's not a question of anything else. And if you did, you wouldn't have much of a country because they would use it on us and they'd use it on other people and they'd be a terror all over the world.
Some of the people...
Okay, now let's pause right here. Some are going to say, well, look, Trump's been talking about this. Iran should not have a nuclear weapon. So why are you surprised with what's happening right now, a potential war with Iran? And I'm not saying he's going to do that, but I'm saying some say that if there is going to be a war, you shouldn't be surprised. Well, Trump says a lot of things. That does not mean that he's always going to do the extreme of what he says. Just because he says something about Iran and nuclear weapons does not mean he wants to get into a war. However, there has already been some aggression from Trump because remember Soleimani, that was an Iranian general if I'm not mistaken. So this is necessarily a new thing, but the current escalation, at least from what the media may want you to believe, is new. And I hope that it doesn't get to that point where we have American boots on the ground over there. All righty, let's get to the next clip here. This is going to be Steve Bannon talking to Tucker Carlson about what's happening. Tucker is most certainly against the war in Iran, the same as me. But let's see what he says right here. Check it out.
I actually really love Trump. I think he's a deeply humane, kind person. And I am saying this because I'm really afraid that my country's going to be further weakened by this. I think we're going to see the end of American empire, obviously. Other nations would like to see that, and this is a perfect way to scuttle the USS America on the shoals of Iran. But it's also going to end, I believe, Trump's presidency and effectively end it. And so that's why I'm saying this.
What do you mean by that? That's coming from you. That's
you get. Look, I knew Bush. I knew George W. Bush. We had, family connections to Bush. I knew Bush personally. I still see Bush sometimes, and of course, he hates me, and he does because I criticized him on Iraq. And that war is the sum total, from a historical perspective, of his administration. But I knew him, and he had all kinds of plans for the things that he wanted to do. But once domestically, right, to improve the country.
Right.
And you may agree or disagree, but in his mind, he wasn't just about the invasion of Iraq in March of 2000.
Oh, no. He was going to redo Social Security.
100%,
he had all that.
100%.
All types of. He was going to take care of the entitlements issue.
And he really thought it was going to work.
Yep.
And you could laugh at that or whatever, but the point is, the second you get enmeshed in a real war, not a fake, let's go bomb the villagers and declare success, though we don't even have a good track record. Why are the Houthis still there? No, there's a whole other question, right, which is how prepared is the U.S. military for a real conflict? And the answer is totally unprepared. scary unprepared. I don't think people understand that. But anyway, the only reason I'm saying any of this is because I really, really care.
All right, so there we go. Now, the whole thing about that part of the world trying to get into fights, these people are driven by a different type of thing. When you look at the Iranian flag, it says Allahu Akbar 13 times on it. Like, they're different over there. So when you want to go over there and try to start something, when you want to go over there, boots on the ground, it's not going to be cakewalk at all. Vietnam, it'll make Vietnam look like a walk in the park, in my humble opinion. All right. Now, here is Tucker with Ted Cruz. Now, this was kind of strange to me a little bit, but I kind of understood what he was saying. Let's go ahead and check it out, and then you'll see what I'm talking about.
Does Mossad share all of its intelligence with us?
Oh, probably not, but they share a lot. We don't share all of our intelligence with them, but we share a lot. It's a close alliance.
Do they spy domestically in the United States?
Oh, they probably do, and we do as well. And friends and allies spy on each other. And I assume all of our allies spy on us.
And that's okay with you?
You know what? One of the things about being a conservative is that you're not naive and utopian. You don't think humans are all... Part of the reason socialism doesn't work is the mantra from each according to his abilities to each according to his needs doesn't work. As a conservative, I assume people act in their rational self-interest.
So it's conservative to pay people to spy on you?
It's conservative.
It's kind of a gotcha question, because what Tucker is saying is, okay, the Israelis spy on us, yet we give them money. So why are we paying them money? But you're kind of like, you're not seeing what Ted Cruz is saying. It's like, look, everybody does that. Everybody does that. Okay, we give them money, they spy on us, but we also spy on them, and we spy on China. China is kind of an enemy, but they're also necessary for us to have what we have in America, and us the same for them. Without China, there is no us as we know it today. And without us, there is no China as they know it today. Yet we're adversaries, and we could go to war, and we're going to spy on each other. That's just part of what it is in this world. So I understand where they're both coming from, but I'm more on Ted Cruz's side with that particular point. But I digress.
Recognize that human beings act in their own self-interest, and every one of our friends spies on us. And I'm not...
Do you like it? That's my question. I'm not asking whether they have motive to do it. Of course they do. I understand that. And
by the way,
I'm not mad at them. But you're an American lawmaker, so I just want to know, hold on. I want to know your attitude. Yeah. You said that your guiding principle, in fact, the only principle, the only criterion.
I said guiding, the overwhelming. I wouldn't say only.
Is it in America's interest? Is it in America's interest for Israel to spy on us, including on the president?
It is in America's interest to be closely allied with Israel because we get huge benefits for it. And you want to see the clearest.
But I just want to stop on the spying for a second. That it takes place, as you know, and including on the president of the United States and several precedents. And I just want to know if that's okay, and why is it okay? Wouldn't an American lawmaker say to a client state, you're not allowed to spy on us? I'm sorry. I know why you want to. I'm not mad at you, but you're not allowed to.
Sure.
And I don't care for it. I don't want to be spied on by you. It's kind of weird not to say that, but you don't seem able to say that.
I mean, I'm saying, like, everybody does that, though. Like, I get where he's coming from. His whole thing is, okay, well, the Israelis are spying on this. Why can't you denounce it? All right, are we going to denounce every country on planet Earth that does the same thing, that we're allies with, that we're friends with? Are we going to do that? Because everybody does that. Everyone. I mean, China is in Google right now. Like, they've hacked into all of our stuff. China is really the problem. You focusing on the Israelis. What about the Chinese? So I get what he's saying, but I think he might just be kind of getting a gotcha with that particular question. I think the main thing should be about the war. Should we engage in the war? Should we have boots on the ground? And what he was saying earlier with Bannon, that made more sense in my humble opinion, rather than that gotcha piece at the end with Ted Cruz. But as I close, I want to say this. In case I'm not clear, the issue here, the biggest issue here is a potential war with Iran and American boots on the ground. Now, of course, that's not been declared. I've not heard anything about that specifically, but that's like what people are saying could happen. That can't happen. That should not happen. And if it does happen, then you got to ask the question, why? If it does, if Trump says, okay, like, let's say Trump gets on TV and addresses the nation and say, okay, we're going to go to war. At that point, I'm out. Don't even worry about it. At that point, I'm pretty much done. I've seen the same as Joe Biden. So let's just keep our ears to the ground over the next few days, weeks, months, and see what happens. And hopefully the correct decision is made. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your opinion about what's happening here with the potential war with Iran, with the Israelis and the spying and all this kind of stuff? Whatever your thoughts on any of that are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. No boots on the ground. As long as we could just keep it right there, then I'm cool. No boots on the ground, no American aggression toward the Iranians. Let's not be trying to send ballistic missiles from a USS, whatever, into Tehran. Let's not do that, because you're going to spark something totally different. The whole region would react. You're talking about all the Iranians, 100 million of them. You're talking about the Iraqis, they still there. The Afghans, they still there. The Pakistan, Yemen, Oman, all of that. Syria, Lebanon, Jordan, the Palestinians, everybody. And then Jerusalem is right there in the middle of it. It'd be the war to end all wars. So let's not do that. Let's do what's needed to prevent that from happening. Whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that is all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.